What's going on, guys? It's Jorge here. If you guys have been following JTRC, you've probably seen this car on some of his videos, probably a couple of his videos. This is my Ferrari F40. It's a Delta Plastics body, 2mm thickness, and the car is actually a Hot Bodies racing. It is an RGT8-e. It's a kit version. So you definitely got to build it. Everything comes disassembled. I actually did not buy it new. This car is quite pricey. If I'm not mistaken, I think the price for it right now is about $680, and that's just a kit. I mean, no tires, no wheels, no body, no electronics, and you do got to build it yourself. So I got lucky. I was looking out for one of these on eBay for quite a while, and I came across a good deal, and I just had to jump on it real quick. However, it did not come like this. I have a Tekin RX8 Gen 3 ESC and a Tekin 2250 kV censored motor. I am running, I believe this is a reedy servo. Let's see if I can zoom in. Hopefully either the shadow allows us to see it, but it is a reedy servo. It's very smooth, very quiet, and very fast. Unlike Savox, they're really loud, but they work. Nonetheless, I am running a 4S 5450 milliamp LiPo for max amps. It's 120C rating, so it does very well. And this ESC actually goes right here. It's right behind the motor. That's where it's designed to go, between the motor and the servo. However, I found it to create a lot of heat soak from the motor and the ESC both together in the same spot. So I just went ahead and mounted it up here. I have it with Velcro tape. And this is a STRC. I believe it's made for a Traxxas Slash, if I'm not mistaken. But I just had it in my toolbox for quite some time, and I just mounted it on there, and it does great. But like I said, it's just Velcro tape. No double-sided tape. Got a tongue twister going on over here, but it does fine because this is just an on-road car, so it doesn't see any jumps or anything. As you can see, I have my wires extended over here into my receiver box. So I got my servo on in there, or not servo, sorry, my receiver in there. I have a 22 pinion and a 46 or 44 spur. I don't remember quite exactly what I put in there. But this car has a lot of carbon fiber touch-ups. These orange washers, I actually ordered these separate. I got these from somewhere in China, but so that orange washers I put on it, as well as the ones in the front and the ones over there. So those are all touch-ups that I did. But all the linkages over here for your steering is also carbon fiber. So it has a lot of carbon fiber parts. That's why it's a high dollar car. And under the car, just go ahead and flip it over. All right, as you can see, I've been driving it quite some time. I try to keep it to where it doesn't bottom out a lot, but it eventually happens every so often. But you know, it does the job, so I'm not too worried about it. So I'll be driving this bad boy on 4S, and later on I'll be driving it on 5S and eventually on 6S. I have not clocked this car before. Well, actually I did, I'm lying. I had a different motor though. I had a Hobby Wing 2600 kV motor, I believe it was, and it did about 74 on 6S, and that's with a 22 pinion and like I said, I believe it's a 44 spur. It's either 44 or 46, it's one of those two, but it did 74 point something. But I haven't clocked it on this 2250 kV motor yet, so I will be doing speed runs with it and see what it does. I'm not going for any crazy high numbers just because that body drags a lot of air, and this car has gone airborne quite a number of times, so it's definitely not something I want to do speed runs with. But I keep it conservative and it still hits good speed. So we'll be driving this bad boy. Let me get set it up and we'll hit some laps. I don't even know what to say no more, but let's see what we got. All right, so I got it up and running. Let's check it out. Like I said, I'm running 4S on it, so it's nothing crazy. Let's see. Gotta take it slowly here, get used to it. We got a little bit of water over there. Oh, almost hit that curb. All right. There's something there. All right, we got a couple rocks over there, so I'm gonna try to avoid that area. My tires are wet now. Alright, it's gonna get some getting used to. Give me a couple, let me do a couple laps to get used to it. Then I'll go a little bit harder. Yeah. Yeah, them wet tires are doing it right there on that curve, man, making me slide out. Alright. And that rock again. Never fails. Alright, nice and slow. Yep, always makes me lose traction on the way back because there's a little bit of water over there, but we're gonna get used to it. Big of a deal. Boy Ma over there about to throw the rocks out the way. Appreciate that. All right. And I am running GRP's S1 compounds, but even then, I mean, once that touches that water, it just breaks traction so easily. Right there. So on the way back, gotta take it nice and slow here. Then tires start drying up, but then on the way back, gonna hit the water again. But, all right, you gotta get used to it. No big of a deal. All right, let's see. And the thing I love about this setup, I mean, it moves really fast for what it is, because it's on 4S. Usually you hear 4S, you're like, ah, it's not fast. You know, everybody wants to go to 6S, but it moves quick on 4S, and I could just drive it all day. I never worry about heat issues. I'm actually not even a huge fan. There we go again. Not even a huge fan of having fans on the not the ESC, yes, but on the motor. I don't put any fans on my motors. I just gotten used to not having any. They do help. But I just don't run any. I haven't had any issues yet. I mean, I've had a couple cars and had them for a while, but that's just me. It's completely up to whoever's driving, you know. It's total personal preference. Oh, too much power. Power it out. Oh, there we go. Yeah, 6S would be way overkill out here. I usually save 6S for bigger open area. I go to warehouses a lot. I do a little bit of drag racing. Nothing crazy, but I just go out to have fun, really. There we go. So when I go over to the warehouses, I'll run 6S all day, because 4S is way too slow in the open spot. And not only that, I mean, once you go out and everybody's driving, everybody just stays on 6S. So you out there driving on 4S, you're gonna get left behind easily. But when it comes to tight corners like this, parking lot driving, which I enjoy doing a lot, I haven't been doing much lately when it comes to parking lot driving, just doing laps. But I do enjoy doing that a lot, because that's what really helps you with your driving skills. You know, you get to learn your car and how it performs, how hard you can get into curves, and when throughout the curve you can give it throttle to save it, and like that. We got the Popo over there just spectating. Ooh. I turned around, looked at the Popo, almost hit that curve. Yeah, he's been up here for about 30 minutes now. I don't know if he's bored or eating breakfast or what, but yeah, he's been up there for a while. Yeah, he might be over there with his speed gun trying to figure out how fast these cars go. Yeah, every time on this way back right here, I'm spinning out. I'm gonna try to avoid that puddle over there, so my tires can stay nice and sticky. I'm gonna come this way a little bit and a quick U-turn, because it's the end of the road, so I ain't going nowhere over there. And over here at this park, I did mention it was a bike park. Well, earlier on one of my previous videos, I mentioned that it's a bike park. And I actually brought my mountain bike, my car right there, blue Subaru. Got my mountain bike, but I got here early in the morning, and I tried riding for a while, but man, it was freezing cold. So yeah, I didn't ride for long. It was like 2 minutes, and then I put it up because my hands were really cold. Got a car coming over there. Okay, going park. Nice. Ooh, where'd I go? Where'd I go? There we go. Oh, got on the curve. This is not an off-road vehicle. That was not intentional. I'm gonna avoid that water. It's doing so good right now that it's not hitting the water. We got spectators. Usually get spectators anytime I go out to a public road. We get spectators, which I don't mind. I love talking to people about the hobby, and a lot of people always ask for recommendations, so it always turns into a conversation starter. Keep on hitting this blue reflector on the road. I don't know if you can see it right there, but this blue reflector is, it's pretty interesting how a lot of people don't know what they're there for. They have a blue reflector next to every fire hydrant on the side of the road. If you never paid attention to that, anytime you see a blue reflector, look off to the side and you'll see there's a fire hydrant there. We got a little girl on her bike over here, and I got to stay on this side to make sure I don't knock her down or anything. Where'd she go? Okay, they're still there. U-turn, U-turn. All right, give me 1 second. Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Nice car.
Thank you, sir. You like it?
It's really shiny.
Thank you. Yeah, this the sun definitely shines off the body a lot. But yeah.
I have an RC car.
You have an RC car? What car do you have?
It's kind of like one of those RC cars that have the tops.
Okay. You can take the top off and on?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Did you bring it with you?
What?
Did you bring it with you?
No.
Oh, yeah, they're fun. I got a lot of RC cars that I like to drive with.
I can see them.
Yeah, I was driving off-road earlier. Let's go. All right, save that curve. Yeah, and I am running a 5450 milliamp. I did mention that earlier. So we'll see how much runtime I get out of it. Let's see. Woo. Got a little close to that curb. Too close for comfort. Ah, again. Keep on hitting that reflector. U-turn, U-turn, U-turn. Too much power. Yeah, beautiful. I just love how I have this car set up to where I could just drift it into a curve and come out drifting. But it does have the S1 compound GRP, so that's kind of. I love having soft compound because you get the traction when you want it, but when it comes to drifting, they prevent a lot of the drifting from happening. But GRP's S1s is pretty much all I run. I used to buy SP Racing. They weren't very popular. They were imported from Italy, Delta Plastics USA. They actually imported them, but they stopped buying them because they kept on shipping them faulty tires. They would come in already defective, so that and then they would contact them about replacing them. But they never did them right. They kept on shipping out defective tires, so they just stopped ordering from them. And it was a bummer because I enjoyed driving those a little bit more than the GRPs because they were soft as well. So compared to a S1 compound, they had the traction, but they would just last longer. And the tire tread was also cooler in my opinion. But I think I might still have one set of those. I'm not quite sure, but it's probably stored somewhere. I think my boy Maul over there got his GTP. Has an Optima GTP2, I believe it is. He was working on it earlier, so let's see if he joins us. Avoid that water. Yep. Ooh, got a little too close to that curve. All right. Ooh, almost got on the curve. Sorry guys, I'm trying to concentrate not to hit these curves. I'm not doing a whole lot of talking. It's just kind of hard. Ooh, as I was saying, kind of hard to film and talk, especially when you're in a tight spot like this. You're trying to concentrate in the angles, make sure I don't hit those curves, because it's definitely not the car I want to crash. I mean, I don't want to crash any cars, but especially not this one. It's just kind of rare when it comes to parts availability. So it's a little bit harder to find parts, and they're not very cheap. But I've never broken anything on the car. When I bought this, oh, battery's just dumped. Or stand corrected. I think my pinion came loose because I don't have no more brakes. Oh no, there you go. Yeah, no, that was battery. Battery's just dumped. All right, let me bring you back in here, guys. So I didn't keep track of time, but that was a 5450 milliamp 4S, and we'll see how much time we got out of that run time. But yeah, guys, that's it. That concludes this run of my Hot Bodies RGT8 8-scale GT car, and I will be doing more runs on it. I have a 5-cell lipo, and I also have 6S lipo, so I'll do 5 cells next, and then the 6S. And I will get out a GPS and I'll clock it, see how fast it goes on 4, 5, and 6S to see the differences, because like I said, I do have a geared conservative. I have a 22th pinion, so it's nothing crazy. So that concludes this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.